Tom and Joel are part of the media portion of the panel that will ultimately determine the All-MLB team. I made the statement on Tuesday that outfield is where you find all the supreme athletes in Major League Baseball. You could make an argument that, hey, third base is loaded with athleticism, too.
It's the deepest position. That's a great list you put together. The guys who couldn't make the final cut here for the vote. But, yes, I think the position has changed, Robert. When you think about, like, to me, I start with someone like Alex Bregman, college shortstop. Plays the position like a shortstop. You see him making plays, Chapman making plays, Arenado. A lot of these plays, you'll notice how deep they are in the infield. That's the difference. The position has been redefined by athleticism. Listen, not as many guys bunt in the game today. The fields are firmer and faster. Third basemen all have cannons, shortstop arms. So we're seeing third baseman, and Chapman kind of started this, play extremely deep, therefore more range. We're seeing them literally make plays where third basemen didn't make plays before, and they have the athleticism and arm strength to do it. Whereas, you know, watching guys in the 70s and 80s, it was a step and a dive position, right? You played one step or two behind the bag, the Greg Nettles, the Mike Schmitz of the world. Now we're literally seeing guys who could play shortstop playing third base.
Well, and to that point, Tom, this used to be a place where you could hide a guy to get a bat in the lineup, right? Like Hall of Fame guys started at this position. There were Tony Perez, Harmon Killebrew, R. Jim Tomei, Miguel Cabrera. You can't hide anymore. In an age of war where we want a complete player, it's especially at this position. And I in my lifetime, I saw very little of Brooks Robinson when I was young. The standard to me defensively there has been Adrian Beltre and Scott Rowland. I think Chapman and Arenado stand up to those guys as good as we've seen in the last quarter century, last 30 years, maybe last 40 years, and they're playing right now.
Well, to your point, I remember Johnny Bench towards the end of his career, he played third base.
Right.
You would not see someone like Johnny Bench playing the position now. So I mentioned that you guys are on the panel. This is such a tough choice for the fans, and we'll let you know how you can get involved. What should they consider when they're making their choice about which players that make the All-MLB team at this position?
So one of the things to keep in mind is that the rules for this were not to include the postseason, which would definitely help Anthony Rendon greatly. And I just feel like you've got to look at this with as little bias as possible and say, which of these guys' seasons would I like to have had for me at third base? Who's the best rounded? I do think it's Bregman, as much as I love Rendon's season. But you saw we could have gone 20 deep. With good players loaded, here, Tom. So it's no easy question.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Bregman as well. It is super close. I think him and Rendon are 1-2s really close. And I don't think like where you are in the standings matters that much. Postseason doesn't matter. Who had the best season? That's simple. Yeah. And to me, by hair, I might go Bregman.